The sun was high as the horizon moved deeper into unknown space. The old paths were behind them. Ahead were new stars and new signals. On the bridge, Blake stood with Kara and Megan. The crew was quiet but ready. "We are crossing into Sector 9, Megan said. "No records from the Empire." "Which means we do not know who or what lives there," Blake replied. Kara added, "We picked up signals. Some are weak, some repeat. Could be calls for help, or traps," Blake said. "Either way, we check." The ship slowed as it reached the first signal. A small planet turned below. Broken towers stood on the surface. The place looked empty. "Scan for life," Blake said. Chris checked the screen. One sign. Small. Underground. "Send a team," Blake ordered. Kara, Megan, and two more walked down to the surface. Dust blew around them. The buildings were old and quiet. They moved toward the signal. A door opened as they passed. A small figure stepped out. It looked human, but thinner and pale. It did not speak. It only pointed to a room. Inside, more figures. Waited. Some were hurt. Some were too weak to stand. Kara looked at them. "You are from Earth?" she asked. One of them nodded. "Long time ago. Lost in a storm. Left behind." Megan called back to the horizon. "We found survivors. They are human." Blake gave the order. "Bring them up. We help." The crew moved fast. They gave food and water. Doctors treated wounds. The small group of survivors looked at the stars from the horizon's window. Some cried. "You came back," one of them said. "We thought no one would." Back on the bridge, Blake stood with Lena. She showed him a map. "There are more. Signals, other worlds. We might not be the only ship out here." "Then we find them," Blake said. "No one left behind." The horizon moved again. Each jump brought them to a new place. One station had machines still working. Another world had only silence. But then they found a ship. It floated without power. The hull was marked with an old Earth symbol. Blake looked at it. "This was ours," he said. "Long ago, they boarded the ship. Inside they found messages, stories, names, a log from a captain. We left Earth 200 years ago. We tried to build. We failed, but we left a path. If anyone finds this, keep going. Lena saved the data. We will follow that path." The horizon fixed the old ship. Some parts still worked. They took what they could and moved on. More signals came. One was strong, a base hidden in a gas cloud. It sent one word again and again. "Home." The horizon entered the cloud. The base was large. It had power. It had weapons. But no one answered. "Too quiet," Kara said. They landed and walked through the base. Screens still blinked. Machines still moved. Then they found the core room. A man sat there, not moving. Not dead, but not alive. Lena read the files. He was a watcher, waiting. His job was to guard the past. Blake looked at the wall. Names were written there. Ships, dates, missions. It was a list of all the Lost Earth missions. "We were not the only ones," he said. "They took the data. The watcher was buried on the base. They left a sign. Your watch is over." The horizon returned to known space. The galaxy had changed. Small groups were rising. Some needed help. Some offered help. On one world, they stopped an old Empire unit from taking a city. On another, they gave water to a dry land. The name Horizon became a word of hope. Blake sent messages to all who would listen. We are not rulers, we are not lords, we are people, like you. Join us, share with us, stand with us. And they came, ships from old worlds, crews with no flags, traders, soldiers, doctors, farmers. A new council was formed. No empire, no throne, only voices, equal. Open Kara stood with Blake one night, looking at the stars. We changed things, we started something, Blake said. Now others will build it. Megan walked in. Message from deep space, a new signal. It says, Earth. Everyone turned to look at her. Earth, Blake asked. Real Earth. We don't know yet, Megan said, but it's out there. Blake smiled. Then we go. The horizon turned once more. Its engines lit the dark. People on many worlds watched it fly, and in every heart one thought grew. The humans were not just back, they were home, and they were reaching for more. Asterisk skip to content chat. History new, CHAT, CTRL, plus, shift, plus, OS arch. Chats, CTRL, plus, K. Library SORAGPTs. Chats, HFY, story, outline, humanity. Vyasvarnari, Empire HFY story, outline, request humanity. Warships, outline, request HFY story, outline, request HFY story, outline, request HFY story, outline HFY story, outline HFY story, outline HFY story, outline request HFY story, outline request HFY story, outline request ship discovery, titles US. Black Star outline HFY story, outline request. HFY story, outline request. HFY story, outline request. HFY story, outline request. HFY story, outline HFY story, outline HFY story, outline request. Sci-fi story, outline HFY story, outline HFY story, outline HFY story, outline requests. HFY story, outline HFY story, outline request. Plan more access to the best models. ChatGPT. Cherry U said, can you get me the outlines of a HFY sci-fi story in third-person style? I can just provide you with the title. You have to complete story in 5 parts. The title is, They Set Out to Invade Earth, but Never Made It Past Mars. Get me this in a document. And don't write the sentences in capital caps. And you have to use the names of American males and females. But don't use the names Thomas Reed, Sarah Chen, Jessica, Michael Anderson, James Walker, Jessica Parker, USS Prometheus, Mark Stevens, Emily Cooper, David Mills, Jennifer Hayes, Anna Reynolds, Rachel Hayes, Robert Nash, Brian Foster, Wilson, etc. Use some simple names, DNT, **, sign asterisk, in whole story. ChatGPT said, here's the outline for your HFY humanity. F asterisk asterisk asterisk, yes, sci-fi story in third person. Based on the title, they set out to invade Earth, but never made it past Mars. It is structured into 5 parts, and the names used are simple American names, excluding all the ones you've restricted. Sentences are in normal case, and there is no use of the asterisk symbol anywhere. Part 1. First contact, and the mistake. In the year 2149, Earth receives faint deep space signals. Linguists and analysts decode them. They're from the Zarkali Dominion, a technologically superior alien race. The Zarkali Council debates how to conquer Earth to gain access to its rare biological resources. The invasion fleet is dispatched 50 ships armed with advanced plasma tech and gravitic war engines. Back on Earth, Commander Nathan Cole, stationed at Mars Defense Command, leads a small research and defense base. He works closely with engineer Lisa Moore and tactical officer Aaron Blake. Earth's governments don't believe a real invasion is coming, just deep space noise. Only Mars base takes it seriously. The Zarkali fleet exits faster than light travel, near the orbit of Jupiter, and sets course for Earth. Part 2. Mars fires first. The Mars defense team begins prepping their limited railgun cannons and orbital drones. Lisa Moore, against protocol, modifies the fusion reactor output to overcharge. The weapons the fleet passes Saturn. Nathan Cole gives orders to intercept them at Mars, against Earth's command to stand down. Earth authorities are still arguing when a Stark Harley Scout is taken out by a cloaked Mars drone. The aliens are surprised but not worried. Vastly underestimate human tech. The first major skirmish begins. The Mars team, using unpredictable tactics and modified mining ships, destroy 3 Zarkali frigates. The aliens send in their heavier ships, but their tech fails to predict human improvisation. Part 3. The trap around Mars. Nathan and Aaron use the orbit of Mars and the asteroid belt to set a gravity trap. Earth sends 1 reinforcement ship, the Archer, commanded by veteran pilot Dana Brooks. The combined Mars forces and Archer lead the Zarkali into the trap. Zarkali ships are lured close to Mars's moon Phobos. Hidden cannons and mines in orbit tear through their formation. The Zarkali lose nearly a third of their fleet and attempt to retreat. However, one of their warships crashes into Mars's surface, and survivors begin ground operations. Nathan leads a small team to the crash site. They fight off the alien soldiers in brutal close combat. Humanity learns the aliens have no concept of hand-to-hand fighting. They're used to long-distance drone wars. Part 4. Turning the tide. Lisa discovers a way to hack the alien communication system using the wreckage. They send out false signals to scramble Zarkali coordination. Earth finally realizes the seriousness of the invasion and sends a backup fleet. Dana, Nathan, and Aaron coordinate a 3-pronged attack from Mars orbit, Phobos base, and incoming Earth reinforcements. The Zarkali flagship is isolated by a false retreat signal, and ambushed commander of the alien fleet is killed. Zarkali morale collapses. The remaining fleet tries to flee past Mars, but Earth ships cut them off. Mars base's old railguns finish the last few stragglers. The invasion is over. Not a single ship reaches Earth orbit. Part 5. What they left behind. The victory sends shockwaves across the solar system. Earth begins building stronger planetary defenses. Nathan, Lisa, and Aaron are promoted, but they choose to stay on Mars. They know this was only the first test. The wreckage of the fleet is studied for decades. Humanity begins reverse engineering their tech. Messages from other alien races are picked up, some fearful, some curious. Mars is declared the first line of human defense and becomes a military scientific hub. Lisa discovers a hidden Zarkali message. In the wreckage, they were not supposed to resist. The crew realizes something bigger may be watching Earth. But for now, Earth is safe. They came to invade, but never made it past Mars. If you'd like, I can now turn this into a downloadable docs file for you. Just let *** the Zarkali fleet floated. The battle near Mars had changed everything. The aliens had come with power and pride. Now, many of their ships were gone. The humans had fought back in ways the Zarkali did not understand. High Commander Velen was no longer calm. He sent a message to the rest of the fleet. They would crush Mars. He would not leave until the human base was gone. On Mars, Nathan Cole stood with his team. They were tired, but they had no choice. More ships were still in orbit. They needed a new plan. They could not wait for Earth. Help was still days away. Nathan called a meeting in the control room. Lisa Moore, Aaron Blake, and a few others sat around the table. The lights flickered. The power grid was weak. But they listened. "We hit them hard," Nathan said. "They did not expect that. Now they are angry. But we can use that." Lisa asked, "How?" "They think we are simple. They think we will wait here and defend." "But we will go to them," Nathan said. Aaron looked at the map. "You want to attack their ships?" "Yes," Nathan said. "We will set a trap around Mars. We use the moon Phobos. We hide our last weapons there. We make them come close. Then we strike." Lisa stood up. "I'll need to move the railgun parts. I can rebuild one cannon on Phobos, maybe two." "I'll go with you," Aaron said. "We'll set traps with the last of the mines." The plan was risky, but they had no other choice. That night, they worked in silence. Cargo ships carried parts and gear to Phobos. They used the shadow of Mars to hide their movements. On Phobos, Lisa and Aaron built hidden cannons and mines. They worked without rest. The small moon was quiet, cold, and dark, perfect for hiding. Nathan stayed at the Mars base. He sent out false signals. The aliens listened. The humans made it look like their base was broken and weak. They made it look like they were ready to surrender. Velen believed the lie. He saw the base not firing. He saw no drones. He gave the order, "Move in, finish them." 3 alien ships broke away from the main fleet. They moved toward Mars, right over Phobos. That was the moment Nathan was waiting for. Lisa gave the signal. The hidden railguns fired from the moon. The beams hit the lead alien ship. It exploded in fire. The other 2 ships turned to escape, but Aaron's mines exploded below them. One ship lost control and crashed into the side of Mars. The other drifted in space, broken. The trap had worked. Nathan smiled for the first time in days. "Now we hit them again," he said. More drones flew up. Some came from the base. Some came from Phobos. They swarmed the sky and attacked the larger alien ships. The Zarkali tried to fight back, but their sensors were confused. They did not know where the real attack was coming from. They fired in the wrong directions. Lisa used the last energy from Phobos to fire one more shot. It hit the engine of a big alien ship. The ship began to fall toward Mars. It burned in the sky like a red star. Nathan sent a message to Earth. "We are still fighting. The enemy is weak. Send help now." This time, Earth Command listened. They sent a ship from the Jupiter station. It was called the Archer. It was strong and fast, and it was led by a skilled pilot named Dana Brooks. Dana was known for her sharp flying and fast thinking. She had fought pirates near Saturn. Now she was coming to Mars, on the way. She listened to the reports. She heard about Nathan, Lisa, and Aaron. She was impressed. When she reached Mars orbit, she saw the broken alien ships. She saw the fire on the ground. Dana contacted Nathan. "I am here. What do you need?" Nathan answered, "We need to end this." Together, they made a final plan. They would attack the Zarkali from 3 sides. From Mars, from Phobos, and from the Archer in space. The Zarkali were not ready for this. Their fleet was broken and spread out. Their leader, Velen, was angry but confused. At dawn, the attack began. The Archer fired missiles from above. The Mars base fired its last cannon. Drones flew from every direction. Phobos sent out fake signals to hide the real moves. The alien fleet tried to gather, but Dana flew the Archer between them. She broke their line and pushed them apart. One of the alien command ships was cut off. Drones hit it from all sides. It exploded. On the ground, Nathan led a small team to finish the last alien ground troops. They used smoke and noise to confuse. They moved fast and struck hard. The aliens had never trained for this kind of fight. Lisa watched the sky. "We are winning," she said. Aaron nodded. "But don't stop now." The last part of the battle was near. Velen's ship tried to escape. It turned and flew away from Mars. Dana saw it on her screen. "Not today," she said. She pushed the Archer faster. She caught up with the alien ship. They fired at each other. Sparks flew in space. The Archer lost one wing, but Dana hit the alien ship's core. It exploded in silence. Velen was gone. The rest of the alien ships stopped fighting. Some tried to run. Some gave up. Nathan gave the final order. "End it." The last drones flew out. The final cannon fired. One by one, the alien ships were gone. Mars was safe. The humans stood in the dust and smoke. They had no medals. They had no rest. But they had won. They had stopped an invasion. They had done it with old tools, smart thinking, and strong hearts. The aliens had come to take Earth, but they never made it past Mars. The battle was over, but the war was not done. The people on Mars stood among the wreckage. Broken parts of alien ships burned in the red sand. The sky was dark, filled with smoke and dust. But the humans were still standing. Nathan Cole looked at the map. Only a few Zarkali ships were left. Most had been destroyed or had run away, but there was still danger. The largest alien ship, the flagship, was hiding behind one of my moons. Lisa Moore worked on a broken drone. Her hands were cut and dirty, but she kept going. "If that last ship escapes, they will send more," she said. Aaron Blake cleaned his rifle. "Then we stop them here. No one leaves." Dana Brooks stood on the bridge of the Archer. The ship had taken damage, but it was still flying. She looked at the radar. "I found the flagship. It's behind Dymas," she said. "They're not moving. Maybe they're hurt." Nathan spoke into the radio. "Let's finish this." On last push, they made a new plan. Dana would fly the Archer around Dymas and draw out the alien ship. While she did that, the Mars team would hit them from the other side. Lisa and Aaron set up one last cannon on Phobos. It had only one shot, but it was strong. Lisa called it their final card. Dana flew in fast. Her ship shook from the speed. The alien flagship turned to face her. It fired a plasma beam. The Archer dodged and returned fire. Bright lights lit up space. The alien ship moved away from the moon, just as planned. That was when Nathan gave the signal. The cannon on Phobos fired. The beam hit the alien ship's side. It tore through the armor. Fire spread across the alien hull. The ship turned slowly, trying to run, but it was too late. Dana sent the last of her missiles. They struck the ship's engines. There was a huge explosion. The flagship broke in two. Back on Mars, the people cheered. Nathan sat down and closed his eyes. "It's done," he said. But Lisa was quiet. She looked at the screen. "I found something," she said. "What is it?" Nathan asked. "There's a signal coming from the wreck. It's not a call for help. It's a message." Aaron leaned closer. "What kind of message?" Lisa decoded it. The words were in a strange form, but they were clear. The message said they were not supposed to resist. Nathan frowned. "What does that mean?" Aaron said, "Maybe the Zarkali thought Earth would be easy. Maybe they were told we wouldn't fight." Dana joined the call. "Or maybe someone else told them that." The room was silent. The thought was heavy. Maybe the Zarkali were not acting alone. Earth Command sent more ships. Supplies and soldiers arrived at Mars. Medical teams helped the wounded. Engineers began to rebuild. Nathan, Lisa, and Aaron stayed on Mars. They were heroes now, but they did not leave. They knew this was just the start. Dana landed the Archer. On Mars, she met the team face to face. "You did something no one thought was possible," she said. Nathan shook her hand. "We did it together." For days, they searched the wrecks. They found strange devices, weapons, and storage units filled with data. Lisa studied them all. One day, she called Nathan. "I found another message. It's older." It was hidden deep in their data files. Nathan and Aaron joined her. She showed them the message. It showed star maps and a list of other planets. One of the names stood out. Earth was marked, but not by the Zarkali. It was marked by someone else. Aaron read the note next to it. "Target marked for test invasion." Nathan said, "Test." So this was not a full attack. Lisa nodded. It was just a test, to see how we would react. Dana was called in. She looked at the message and said, "Then someone bigger is watching. Someone stronger." The team looked at each other. The danger was not over. It had only begun. Earth held a meeting. Leaders from all nations joined. They asked Nathan to speak. He told them what had happened. He told them about the message. "We were not supposed to win," he said. "They thought we would fall, but we didn't." The people of Earth listened. They began to build new defenses. Satellites, ships, and weapons were sent into space. Mars became more than a base. It became the wall between Earth and the unknown. Nathan and his team helped train others. Lisa led the science teams. Aaron taught ground defense. Dana flew missions to the edge of the solar system. Peace had returned, but it was not the same. Now, people looked at the stars with new eyes. They knew others were out there, and they knew not all of them were friendly. Late one night, Nathan stood outside the Mars base. Many weeks had passed since the last alien ship fell near Mars. Life on Mars was not the same anymore. The red planet, once quiet and dry, now had lights, machines, and people working day and night. Mars had become the wall between Earth and the stars. Nathan Cole walked through the main hallway of Mars Command. He watched teams train in the yard. New soldiers arrived every day. New machines landed every week. Everyone knew something bigger was coming. Lisa Moore stayed busy in the labs. She worked with scientists from Earth and Mars. They studied the wreckage of the alien ships. They found strange metals, unknown systems, and messages that were hard to understand. Some of the messages seemed old. Very old. Aaron Blake trained the ground forces. He took young fighters and taught them how to move, how to shoot, and how to survive. He told them stories about the first battle. He wanted them to learn what it meant to defend Mars. Dana Brooks flew patrols around Mars. Her new ship had better engines and new weapons. She watched the sky closely. She knew danger would return. She waited for the sign. One evening, Lisa came to Nathan with news. "I found something," she said. Her face was serious. Nathan followed her to the lab. On the screen was a set of star maps. One point blinked far past the edge of the solar system. "This place is not a planet," Lisa said. "It's empty space." But the aliens had it marked. Aaron looked at it. Why would they care about an empty place? Lisa showed a file. She had decoded. This is where the order came from. The signal that told the Zarkali to attack Earth. Nathan looked at the map. He stayed quiet. Finally, he said, "We need to go there." Dana agreed. "We can't wait for the next attack. We go find who sent the signal." A new ship was ready. It was called Liberty. It was built with human tech and parts from the alien ships. It was the best ship Earth had. Nathan, Lisa, Aaron, and Dana joined the crew. They had fought the first battle. They would now face the next unknown. Liberty left Mars and flew past the outer planets. The stars grew colder. The ship moved fast. No one spoke much. They all felt something waiting ahead. After days of flight, they reached the place. There was nothing there at first. Then the ship's sensors found it. A large dark object floating in space. It was not a planet or a ship. It was something else. Dana flew close. "It has no lights, no sound, but it's there." Nathan gave the order. "Send a drone inside." The drone flew through a small opening. Inside was strange. Walls with symbols. Long halls. No signs of life. Lisa read the symbols. "This is old. Older than anything we've seen." Then something changed. The station lit up. A voice spoke. It was not loud. It was calm and slow. "You passed the first test. Now we see you." Everyone froze. Nathan spoke. "Who are you?" The voice answered, "We are the first, before the Zarkali, before your son was born." Aaron looked around. "Why did you send them to attack us?" The voice said, "We test all who grow. Some pass, some fall. You resisted. That is rare." Lisa asked, "Are you coming next?" "No," the voice said. "Not yet. You must grow, learn, prepare. The real test is still far." The station turned dark again. The voice was gone. Dana turned the ship around. "We're going home." The flight back was quiet. They had seen something ancient, something powerful, and they knew Earth was being watched. Back on Mars, Nathan spoke to Earth Command. He told them about the station, the voice, and the warning. Lisa said, "We must prepare." The first attack was only a step. Earth listened. More ships were built. More people trained. Mars became stronger. Satellites were placed in deep space. Humanity was not waiting anymore. Nathan stayed on Mars. He worked with new leaders. Lisa led the science division. Aaron ran ground training. Dana led deep space patrols. The planet changed. New cities rose. New children were born under red skies. People no longer feared the stars. They looked at them with strength. One night, Nathan stood outside the base. He looked up. Lisa came beside him. "Do you think they will come again?" she asked. "Yes," he said, "and we'll be ready." Aaron joined them. "This time, they will find a stronger Mars." Dana's voice came through the radio. "And a ready Earth." The stars shone above. Somewhere out there, the first were watching. But now Earth was not weak. They came to invade. They failed. They sent a test. It was not enough. Next time it would be harder. But humanity was no longer afraid. They had learned, they had grown, and they would not stop. The sun rose slowly over the red hills of Mars. The ground was still and quiet, but deep under the surface, the Mars Defense Center was full of life. People worked hard, building new systems, checking signals, and watching the skies. They all knew something was coming. Nathan Cole walked through the control room. His face was calm, but his eyes were sharp. He looked at every screen. He spoke to every officer. He wanted to be ready. Lisa Moore was in the lab. She looked at new data from deep space. Small changes in the stars, strange waves of energy, and new signals made her worry. She checked every detail, then she stopped. One signal looked too perfect. To clean, she called Nathan. "We have something," she said. He came at once. Aaron Blake and Dana Brooks joined them. Lisa pointed at the screen. "This signal is not natural. It came from near the edge of the solar system. It looks like a message, but not like the old ones. This one is clear." Dana looked closer. "It's not Zakali." "No," Lisa said. "It's not from them, but it might be from the ones who sent them." Nathan gave the order. "Get ready. We send a probe." A small ship was launched. It flew fast through space, carrying sensors and a camera. It reached the signal's location in 2 days. What it found shocked everyone. There was a ship. Not Zakali, not human. It was black, wide, and flat. It had no windows, no lights. "It was not moving," Aaron said. "Is it dead?" Lisa answered, "It's waiting." The probe flew closer. Then, without warning, the ship opened. A beam of light hit the probe. The signal stopped. Everyone stood still. The room went silent. Dana said, "They know we're watching." Nathan nodded, and now they're watching us. A meeting was called. All top leaders joined, from Mars and Earth. Nathan stood and spoke. "We found a new ship near the edge of the system. It is not moving, but it is not silent. This is not a visit, it is a test." Again, one of the Earth leaders asked, "What do they want?" Lisa replied, "They want to see how we react. If we fight, if we run, or if we freeze." Aaron stood. "Then we showed them that we do not run." The plan was made. Mars would send a team to the edge of the system, not to fight, but to make contact, to speak, if possible. A ship was chosen, the Pathfinder. It was fast, with new shields and quiet engines. Nathan, Lisa, Aaron, and Dana joined the mission again. They were the ones who had faced the danger before. They would face it again. The flight took 4 days. The stars grew fewer. The cold grew stronger. But the ship did not stop. When they reached the location, the strange ship was still there. It had not moved. It just waited. Lisa turned on a soft signal. It was a simple hello, a message in many human languages. For hours, nothing happened. Then the ship replied. The voice was clear and deep. "You are not alone." Nathan stepped forward. "Who are you?" The voice answered. "We are the Makers. We build the path for life. We send tests to those who grow. Some fail, some pass." Dana said, "Why do you test us?" The voice said, "Because power without control brings ruin. You must learn before you lead." Lisa asked, "Did we pass?" There was a pause. Then the voice said, You surprised us. You still have much to learn, but you have earned a place. Aaron asked, a place for what? The voice said, to join, to rise, or to fall. Then the ship closed again. The signal stopped. No more words came. Nathan said, let's go home. The Pathfinder returned to Mars. The news spread fast. People on Earth and Mars listened to the message. Some were afraid. Some were excited. A new time had come. Humanity had been seen. And now they had a choice. Nathan gave a speech. We are no longer hidden. The stars know we are here. We can grow or we can fall. We must choose strength, but also wisdom. Lisa worked harder than ever. She helped build new systems to scan space faster. She taught others how to read alien signals. Aaron trained more fighters. But now he also taught peace, how to think before action. Dana flew missions to deeper space. She searched for more signs, more voices, more ships. Mars grew, Earth changed. Together they built something new, a network of watchers, a force of defenders, and a group of explorers. Late one night, Nathan stood on the roof of the base. The stars were bright. Lisa joined him. Do you believe them? She asked. Yes, he said, but I don't fear them. Aaron and Dana came too. They looked at the sky. We are still small, Dana said, but we are not weak. Aaron nodded, and we are not done. Nathan smiled. Let them come. Let them test us again. We will answer. And this time, we will ask questions too. The stars above did not blink. They watched in silence. And Mars, once quiet and dry, now stood,